What's up, football fans? This is your man Cam, wrapping things up here at SoFi Stadium after a Monday night football game that started off really weird. It was like a 30-minute rain delay. Here we're inside of it's called technically indoor-outdoor arena. It does have a rooftop over top of it. However, there was some thunder and lightning in the area, which made them postpone the game. If you check out my YouTube page, Voice of the Fans on YouTube, you can hear the announcement as they made it, asking the fans to go back to their seats to come get out, go to the courtyard, and get out of their seats during this rain delay. So the game started, Monday Night Football game, started about a half hour late. Nonetheless, I talked to some of the Raider players. They say the delay didn't impact them a whole lot. However, they didn't get off to a good start in the football game. In this football game, Justin Herbert passed it for another 3 touchdowns. He has another 3 touchdown game, his 8th of his career. He now is tied with 5 other quarterbacks with 8 touchdowns. 5 other quarterbacks with 9 touchdowns this season in 4 games. That's pretty impressive. Austin Eckler rushes for over 100 yards for the first time this season. Actually, 15 carries over 120 yards, I believe. So a really good clip. Brandon Staley, he had the defense on point. It was 21-0 and going into the locker room. They were on point. They didn't miss many tackles. All the tackles were clean. They didn't give up a lot of first downs. They really had the Raiders on edge. Raiders went in the locker room, talked about it, came out. They did put up 14 unanswered points. However, the deciding factor, Staley shows his aggressiveness again. Staley shows that he's a boss. A word he likes to use out here, Staley is a gangster head coach. He likes to show that he's a boss. He's in full control of his team. He wants his team to be full control of the action out there on the field. He goes for it. He went for it 3 times. He missed. They did miss fourth conversion where the punter threw it to the cornerback. The cornerback got popped by Hunter Renfrow. However, 2 other times, third and fourth quarter, he goes for it on 4th down in his own territory. Just shows he has the huevos, shows he has the cojones, shows he has the stones, shows he has the boss. Whatever word you want to use, Staley shows that he's a boss out here on the football field. The Chargers now moved to 3-1. It's a really good record, a really good team. There were some kind of BS penalties. There was a taunting call on Waller. I didn't think it was a taunting call, but he spiked the ball on the Chargers sideline, and he did essentially the same thing in the end zone. One's not a penalty, one is a penalty. I don't get it, but they're going to talk to the ref. The ref is going to get to them about it. The defense, the defense gave up 2 consecutive scores, so I know Staley's going to have something to say about that. We'll talk to him tomorrow to see what his feedback is. But again, they responded. Once the Raiders did pull the game within a touchdown, they did miss a field goal that would have brought him in closer. But once they did pull the game within a touchdown, the Chargers got the ball in the 4th quarter, showed their command, showed their poise, showed their control of the game, and just kind of ran it down the Raiders' throat. Austin Eckler finished it off with an 11-yard touchdown. He was very impressive, catching the ball out of the backfield, running the ball today. So they showed they have the running game. They showed. Obviously, Herbert, he has a passing game. I tried to ask Gruden about him. Gruden didn't have a lot of words. He didn't have a lot of words to describe Herbert's play, but we all know he's a stud quarterback. So, the Chargers. Next week they have Cleveland right back here at SoFi Stadium on Sunday. So a tough matchup. Cleveland should be competing for the AFC Championship. That's really what they should be doing. Where are these Chargers match up? Are they AFC Championship contender? We'll see that next week when they meet the Cleveland Browns here at SoFi Stadium. Make sure you check us out, or check me out. H&B Media. You can find Voice of the Fans where you grow it every week. You can check me out at Voice of the Fans on YouTube. Every week we have our show. Every day we have a lot of different sports content, whether it's boxing, the NBA, NFL. We even had some race car driving a couple weeks ago. So we have a lot of different content. Make sure you check that out on Voice of the Fans on YouTube, or you can hit the Voice of the Fans podcast. We do that every Wednesday. Hopefully we're going to have some exciting guests coming up this season for you to talk NFL, to talk NBA, again, to talk boxing. We have a lot of different sports that we talk about on Voice of the Fans on YouTube. You can find it on any podcast platform that you listen to, or most importantly, go ahead and view us on YouTube. Every Wednesday we air that. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Also, give a shout out to H&B Media, who also produces the show. Thank you guys, H&B, for doing what you do. And if you're not a fan of theirs, go ahead and check them out. H&B Media on YouTube. They have a lot of NBA content you're not going to find anywhere else. So make sure you check out the fellas at H&B Media. Thank you guys. As always, fans, Cameron Buford, SoFi Stadium, cover the Chargers. I'll be here every home game for you guys. A couple of road games I'll get to this season. Every home game, I'll give you guys a quick recap, of what's happening, highlights of the game. But make sure you check your guy out, Voice of the Fans on YouTube, Voice of Fans on Instagram, What's Good in Sport on Twitter. Have a lot of feedback, a lot of comments that you guys should, football fans, sports fans, would like. So make sure you check us out. And then, as always, fans, I want to thank you for making our voice your choice. Have a good one. We'll see you in week 5 next week. We'll see you in week 5. Oh, by the way, check out Voice of the Fans on a podcast. This week we're unveiling our top 75 NBA players. 75th anniversary of the NBA is this season, so we're going to unveil our top 75 players in NBA history. Also, we're going to have a lot of we're going to unveil our supremacy rankings this week on Voice of the Fans podcast. This week on Voice of the Fans podcast, again, you can find Voice of the Fans podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and then, as always, you can view it on YouTube, Voice of the Fans podcast on YouTube, or H&B Media on YouTube as well. So make sure you take a look at that, because we will be having our NFL supremacy ranking. We're going to unveil our first one of the season this week, and then we're going to also unveil our top 75 NBA players for the NBA season kicking off this pretty soon here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Cameron Buford, I'm out. SoFi Stadium.